Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
It's a bit quieter at the moment, but the Valley News Live storm team has been on alert all afternoon, watching for and alerting you to severe weather around the region. It's bringing a risk of large hail, damaging wind, and even a chance for tornadoes. For more on what's been happening and what else we're in store for, let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hutch?
Thanks so much. As we head into the evening hours, the risk for severe weather does continue. Taking a look at a photo that was uploaded earlier in the day from the Grand Forks area. Look at these hailstones that fell in and around Grand Forks. We have numerous reports of 1-inch diameter hail near Larimore, larger golf ball size hail just a little bit to the west-northwest of Larimore, and some trees downed by windy thunderstorms that moved through the Bemidji area. Right now, there's a thunder cell moving through Grand Forks, but you can see they're tapering off in intensity at the time being. In Grand Forks, you'll get a heavy rain shower. We could even see some small hail from this cell moving right through downtown here as we speak. Just a little bit of lightning left in that cell. Thunderstorm watch remains in effect for central Minnesota until 9, but the main threat will develop out to the west as we head through the late evening hours. There's a closer look at the thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock. Right now, our attention is out to the west. Our storm chaser, Eric Whitehill, is out and about now. Getting positioned to keep his eyes on the skies for you tonight. The hour-by-hour forecast shows hit-and-miss thunderstorms, and before 10 o'clock will be our best chance for tornadic storms in central and portions of eastern North Dakota. But particularly out to the west, a nasty line of thunderstorms is going to blast through in the late night hours between now and morning. We may have several rounds of windy thunderstorms. Damaging wind will be the primary threat. We'll have large hail. We'll have hour-by-hour details on what you can expect. But just know, with a watch in place, storms could quickly become severe tonight, and your storm team will keep you ahead of the storms.
All right, we count on it. Thank you, Hutch. We have new details surrounding the drowning death of a 9-year-old girl at Buffalo River State Park. The child who drowned was taking part in Moorhead Police's summer youth program. Sources tell us nearly 200 other children were taking part in the program at the park when the death occurred. Officials say details around the death were not known, and an investigation with the Clay County Sheriff's Department is underway. The name of the child has not been released. Coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6, we speak with the parents of other kids in that youth program who say this was something that could have been prevented.
Be very aware of the dogs that your dog is playing with. If that dog is coughing, sneezing, you probably shouldn't let your dog play with them.
A local veterinary clinic is warning about a dog cough outbreak in the area, but it's not your typical kennel cough that's protected by vaccines. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has details on the respiratory infection and what you can do to protect your pup.
With the 4th of July around the corner, pet owners may head out, leaving loved ones behind in kennels, which is why Dr. Alicia Wisniewski warns of a contagious cough hitting canines close in proximity.
A lot of us in the veterinary community kind of cringe at the term kennel cough because we know it's a layman's term that people assume it means just one thing.
Actually, a respiratory infection in a dog can be caused by around a dozen different bacteria or viruses. And the one they're seeing on the rise, I'll let the vet pronounce it here.
Strep equi subspecies zoepidemicus. So we usually just refer to it as strep equi.
Isn't covered in your dog's vaccinations. The vet says she's seeing about 3 to 4 cases daily in the past 2 weeks.
And is more likely to be spread if they've been around other dogs. So activities like going to the dog park, boarding, grooming, daycare. If one dog happens to cough, sneeze, they can spread the various viruses and bacteria.
But Dr. Wisniewski says no need to panic. Your dog can still board a kennel or play in the park, but just inquire of any coughing dogs or remove yours if you hear it yourself. I visited a dog park, but in the middle of the day, the threat for spreading seemed low, since only one dog and her dad were there. Jonathan Rodriguez says his pup Luna hasn't encountered any coughing canines in the park yet, but if he did,
if I know, I take it. Yeah, so, you know.
He'd remove her right away. But here's the good news.
The nice thing is that everybody's been responding to treatment.
Dr. Wisniewski says a quick swab on the dog's throat and eyelid can test for all different agents.
So it is important that people get in right away if they're seeing their pet coughing.
In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
The vet clinic tells us the infection they're seeing is bacterial and could be easily treated with an antibiotic if you catch it right away. We also spoke with a few other veterinary clinics in the area. They say they're not experiencing this outbreak, but add it can come in spurts. Prairie Winds tells us since they have urgent care services, they may be more likely to see the spread of this infection. A 16-year-old from Lankin, North Dakota is in the hospital this evening after the farm truck he was driving rolled. Authorities say it happened last night in Walsh County. Mark Novak was driving a farm truck loaded with water when he drifted into the ditch. Novak tried to correct the truck and then it rolled. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was thrown from the rig. A teenage girl from Fergus Falls who had been missing is now safe and back at home. 16-year-old Jerica Neubauer has been found in Underwood, Minnesota. She was last seen more than a week ago in Fergus Falls. Neubauer left her home after her family left to run errands. She, again, is now back safely with her family. 5 people are dead and several injured in a shooting at a Maryland newspaper. Here's a look at the scene. The shooting that took place this afternoon in the building that houses the Capital Gazette newspaper in Annapolis. The suspect reportedly opened fire on multiple employees. Many of them ducked under their desks to avoid gunfire. The gunman is in custody. Congressman Kevin Cramer has announced nearly $6.5 billion was appropriated through the Department of Defense Appropriations Act of 2019. This will supplement the Air National Guard's maintenance and operations. More than $170 million of that $6.5 billion was appropriated for MQ-9 Reaper updates, which are flown by the North Dakota Air National Guard in Fargo. Sanford's South University Urgent Care Clinic is closed today and will be shut down for a while because of air conditioning issues. We're told crews are working on repairs, but that will force some patients to be relocated to other Sanford facilities. Sanford says patients needing treatment can either visit its urgent clinic on Broadway or any of its other locations. President Trump is reportedly narrowing down his choices to fill the Supreme Court seat held by retiring Justice Anthony Kennedy. And already the political fight is going strong. Court reconvenes October 1st, but there's another date at play here, November 6th. That's the date of the midterm elections, making this appointment much more political.
Then this could prove to be the single most significant decision President Trump makes in office, and it could be the most significant thing the Republican majority in the Senate does.
Some Republicans say waiting is key, arguing that midterm elections are no comparison to a presidential race. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, though, has vowed to vote on a replacement before November. The weekly crop report is out from the Federal Ag Department, and the majority of crops in North Dakota are rated in good condition as summer begins. Potato and sugar beet crops in the Red River Valley are doing especially well. Potatoes are rated 69% good and 28% excellent, and sugar beets are 76% excellent. Topsoil moisture supplies statewide are rated 80% adequate to surplus, and subsoil moisture is 68% in those categories. Pasture and range conditions statewide are mostly rated fair or good. Stockwater supplies are mostly rated adequate. There's a new look for the FM ambulances that respond to your calls for help. The new look features Sanford branding because FM Ambulance has been a subsidiary of Sanford Health since 2001 when it was Medicare. The redesign started with just a few ambulances, but the entire fleet will eventually be redesigned as the vehicles are upgraded.
Sanford has been here within the Fargo metro area for a while now, so I think they are accustomed to those colors and accustomed to Sanford being here and having a presence. So I think it just enhances and it allows us to show our parent company more.
FM Ambulance says they responded to a record number of calls yesterday when the president was in town, 127 calls, and 1/4 of them were from Shields Arena, with most of them being heat-related. As you prepare for the 4th of July holiday, you may be looking for items to make this year's show perfect. Local fireworks shops have hundreds of different options, from sparklers to grand finale must-haves. We spoke with one business that is focused on giving quality items and the most bang for your buck.
Other ones that we handmade, we pick the best pieces off our shelf and make them. We have a $43.95 one and a $119 one. Great pieces for the family.
For more information, you can visit our website and click on this story. Amazon needs